Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. We have finished up a beautiful day of school as we are back to day one of this story, just through a whole new perspective. The slice of life is definitely going to be hitting here, but now that we've been a little bit, introduced to the world and what's going on with all this magical BS and whatever else, now that we're going to a whole new perspective, I feel like we're more prepared. And we kind of have an idea of where things are going to go. But the steps that lead to that from this new perspective, that's what's going to be kind of interesting. I think it'll be a little slow as we're still just kind of picking up the pieces, still getting acclimated to everything. But you know what? It's all good. I think we're going to have a good time. And so another day of classes ends. There are many types of students. Some immerse themselves in club activities, some hurry home, and some hang out in the classroom after class for no particular reason. I don't really fit in any of those categories.
すまない。ちょっといいか、エミヤ。今朝の続きなんだが、今日は時間あるか。
Damn, it's always work with this guy.
いや、予定はあるといえばあるけど。
It's not as if I don't do anything at all. The biggest reason I quit the Kyoto Club in the first place was that I wanted to prioritize my part-time job. It's been 5 years since I started part-time jobs to earn money for living expenses on my own after my old man died. And when you do so many different jobs, there are some requests you just can't say no to. Today is one of them. I was asked to help restock some product for a bar, since they wanted as many strong helping hands as they could get. Though I'm sure I don't have to go help, the bar is likely asking everyone as an excuse to gather some folks and hang out afterwards. There are two options. I should... Oh man. Yeah, this one's actually kind of a tough one because, I mean, we can get our brownie points here with him, or we can go get our brownie points in the form of monetary value. And by that I mean money. So, do we want to just kind of help out here, or go get money? Honestly, I think it would be more beneficial to help out here. I think, helping out a friend is probably good, especially if there's no penalty for not going to a part-time job in this case. The old persona strat. So I'm going to stay here and help out the student council. The stuff from this morning is unfinished, so I should at least finish what I started.
予定変更。朝の続きだろ。任せろ。試験が始まる前に備品の修理なんて済ませちまおうぜ。
助かる。それでは美術部の患者を見に行くとするか。
はいよ。と、人払いはちゃんとしてくれよ。人目があると集中できない。
無論だ。他の連中に邪魔はさせぬ。
What a guy. Keeping up with Issei's brisk pace, I follow him out of the classroom. That is how you pronounce his name, right? I've already forgotten since the last episode. The sun has long since set by the time we step outside the building. The school gate is already closed. It's 7 o'clock, way past the time they closed the gates, but thanks to Issei's help, the two of us avoided trouble. It's nice to have a little bit of an in with the system.
いや、今日は助かった。必ずこの礼はするから。何かあったら遠慮なく言ってくれ。
The thing is that this repaying here that he's mentioning, it may not be monetary value like the part-time job, but you never know. A favor could be, super big. You never know.
そうだな。なんかあったら言うよ。まあ。
I didn't help him because I wanted something in return, and I don't think I would ask Issei for anything impossible.
まったく。人が良いのも考えものだな。エミヤがいてくれると助かるが、他の連中にいいように使われるのは我慢ならん。人助けはいいことだが、もう少し相手を選ぶべきではないか？
そんなに節操ないか、俺。
I know I am. It's rough sometimes, guys.
心ないバカどもがいいように利用しようというものだ。エミヤも忙しい身なのだから、たまには他人の頼みなど断ってもよかろう。
I honestly can't tell, but I think Issei is concerned for me, you don't say. Ever since middle school, I've always been told how helpful I am since I never decline requests or ask anything in return. I guess Issei thinks that's unhealthy. But I'm only doing this because I want to, and I decline any requests I feel are impossible, so there's no issue.
それは一星がするような心配じゃない。自分のことは自分が一番わかってるさ。それに人助けは善行だろ。
I think also at the end of the day we're building good karma.
しかしな、エミヤのは度が過ぎるというか、このまま行くと潰れるというか。
Been there.
忠告は受け取っとく。それじゃあまた明日、学校でな。
うん。それではまた明日。
I like that guy for some reason. Issei leaves looking dissatisfied. Issei lives in Ryoto Temple, located on top of a mountain, which means he and I have to go our separate ways. That's typically how it goes whenever you're going home with a friend. I walk through the still darkened town. It's about 7:30. There should still be people out and about at this hour, but there are no signs of anyone around.
そういえば確か。
There was a crime committed in Miyama the other day. A burglar murdered someone, I think. It must be why there's no one around, and why the school curfew has been set to 6 o'clock.
ガス漏れに強盗か。物騒なことになってきたな。
Yeah, it's a weird combination of things, but I would argue that things are getting dangerous. No wonder people are avoiding walking around at night. And it's probably not safe to let Sakura go home on her own anymore. Fujine might be fine, but Sakura's house is in the residential area on the other side of town. Guess I should walk her home starting to... I can't quite believe what I'm seeing. I must be wrong. I sense a presence on the uphill path that I was sure was empty. Whoever it is, they're standing still and look to be peering down at me. Oh. Who the hell is this? I unconsciously hold my breath. Alright, goodbye. A girl with silvery hair smiles and walks down the path without making a sound. And as she passes by... Uh-huh. Well, there's another one. That was easy. What she says makes no sense. So she's able to detect that, well, he's not a master yet. Like, he's far behind, but we know that in just a couple days he will be able to summon Saber. So, what happens between, here and now? Obviously, something does happen that night that really does awaken something in him. But more so, Rin was never able to detect that, he had the capability. So I wonder. I climb up the hill and reach my house. The lights are already on, which means Sakura and Fujine are home. I've got some questions, guys. The moment I step into the living room, I smell the delicious aroma of dinner. Sakura and Fujine are both eating at the table. Tonight's meal is chicken stewed in cream sauce, and it's put Fujine in an especially good mood. So I've heard some good things about Sakura between the previous episode and now this one. So, again, I'm still learning all the characters. I don't want to build biases yet or anything like that. I really got to get introduced to all these colorful, characters in this cast. But I will say that I do kind of like the personality and vibe that Sakura gives off. She's not just, just that simple good and only good. I'm sure there's a little bit in there otherwise. She has some persistence that we saw in the previous episode.
ただいま。遅くなってごめんな。もうちょっと早く帰ってくればよかったんだけど。
いいです。ちゃんと間に合いましたから。ちょっと待っててくださいね。すぐ用意しますから。
頼む。手を洗ってくるから、人のおかずを食べないように藤根を見張っといてくれ。はい、
きちんと見張っています。
Alright. Chill night here, I go to my room. It's a sparse room compared to the storehouse, but it's still decorated enough considering I don't have any particular hobbies. Oh, you guys, like, my room's at a fucking, like, complete opposite of this. Jesus Christ. Like, it's just filled with shit. Though most of them are random things, Fujine are, you know, just left here. Maybe it's just the background that we're seeing there that shows not a whole lot, but I've got so much stuff here for hobbies and whatever else. I need another bookcase, actually. That's just gonna, you know, cover a whole nother wall. After I wash my hands and change, excuse me, I head back to see my food on the table.
いただきます。
はい、お口に合えばいいんですけど。
Sakura is humble as ever. Sakura's cooking skills have vastly improved over the past year. My cooking is no match for her Western foods. My Japanese dishes might be a little better. Neither of us is any good at making Chinese dishes. I'm glad to know that she's improving, and it's also a little depressing when the pupil surpasses her master. It really is delicious. The longer you cook chicken, the tougher the meat gets, which is why you need to take the extra step of grilling the chicken to a crisp to seal in its juices and flavor. This requires exceptional skill, and it's something the clumsy Fujine would never be able to manage.
どうでしょうか先輩。今日のはうまくいったと思うんですけど。
文句なし。ホワイトソースも絶妙だ。もう洋物じゃさくらにはかなわないな。
さくらちゃんがご飯作ってくれるようになってからお肉関係が美味しくなった。
Fujine, who's been concentrating on her meal until now, pipes up.
ダメよシロー。
The fuck did he
学生がこん
do?
な夜更けに帰ってきちゃいけないんだから。
Oh, come on, he was helping out with the student council. You should be okay. You should be totally fine. She looked to be in good spirits thanks to Sakura's meal, but the moment she sees my face, her mood turns sour.
もうまた誰かの手伝いをしてたんでしょう。それはそれでいいことだけど、こんな時ぐらいは早く帰ってきなさい。最近物騒だぞってホームルームで言ったじゃない。
When is it ever safe in the world?
あれ、
Let's
シロ
just
ー
be
に関
honest
して言
about
ったんだ
that.
からね。
あのさ、わざわざホームルームで言わなくてもうちで言えばいいんじゃないの？
ここで言っても聞かないもの。学校でガツンと言った方がシローには効果的なんだもん。
先生、それは職権乱用というか公私混同だと思います。
それぐらいしないとシローはダメなのよ。いつも人の手伝いばっかりして損してるからさ。たまにはまっすぐ帰ってきてのんびりしててもいいじゃないバカチン。
Isn't it always good to like stay busy though? To an extent.
いいじゃないか。
Always to an
誰
extent.
かの手伝いをしてそれでその人が助かるんなら損なんかしてないぞ。
はあ、キリツグさんに似たのかな。シローがそんなんじゃお姉ちゃん心配だよ。
Seeing Fujine eating so heartily makes me wonder what exactly she's worried about.
藤村先生、今の話からすると先輩って昔からそうなんですか？
昔からそうなの。なんか困ってる人がいたら自分から手を出しちゃうタイプ。けどおせっかいってわけじゃなくて、シローはね、単におませさんなのだ。
What do you mean by that? Fujine grins menacingly.
藤ね、余計なこと言ったら怒るぞ。もうさくらもつまんないこと聞くなよな。
Sarah's getting a drink of water. I glare at the two. Fujine clicks her tongue in disapproval,
藤
but
村先生、お話を続けてください。
Sakura presses on like an attentive student.
じゃあ話しちゃおう。これがね、シローは困った人を放っておけない性格なのよ。弱きを助け強きをくじくってやつ。子供の頃の作文なんてね、
Man,
僕
who
の夢は
didn't?
正義の味方になることですだったんだから。
I remember, holy shit, I just actually unlocked a memory. I remember whenever I was just like 5, maybe 6, 7 years old or somewhere around there, I wrote a book, not an essay, I wrote like a little picture story of my dog being a superhero. The true hero of justice is somewhere deep inside your pet's hearts. Quit bringing up the past, Fujine. I can't really jump in though, because it's true. Besides, becoming a hero of justice is still my goal.
わあ、すごい子供だったんですね、先輩。
すごかったよ。年上の男の子にいじめられてる女の子がいたら助けに入ってくれたし、キリツグさんが武将だったから家事だって一生懸命こなしてたし。あの頃は可愛くて純真だったのに、それがどうしてこんなひねくれた子になっちゃったんだろうな。
Yeah,
そりゃ藤姉がいたからだろう。ダメな大人を見てると子供はいろいろ考えるんだよ。悔しかったらちゃんと自分で飯作ってみろ。
Fujine is shocked. I thought she would just lower her head and repent, but
お姉ちゃんは悲しいよ。さくらちゃん、おかわり。
that was interesting. She holds out her rice bowl asking for a third helping of dinner. You know, just sinking the sadness in with your food or whatever, or however you say it. We relax after dinner, and it's almost 9 o'clock.
さて、何をしたもんか。
There's still some time before my evening training. I guess we have another fucking choice, and we got 3 choices this time. Guys, I'm too stupid for this. I can only manage 2 choices. 1 choice is even better. So we can walk Sakura home or hang out with Fujine, or we can do the Persona 3, 4, and 5, just do nothing and waste a time slot. I don't know why I keep bringing Persona up, but I'm a little torn here. I kind of want to walk Sakura home. Again, no particular bias to her or anything. It's just the nice thing to do. We don't really need to be hanging out with Fujine here because she's our teacher. And sure, we have a bit of a different relationship with her. However, I don't know, that's just kind of weird to me. We don't need to waste the time. You know, resting is good, and it's actually what was just advised to us, but I think our time would be best utilized walking Sakura home, given what's going on outside, all the scary nonsense and shit. I haven't thanked Sakura for cooking dinner yet, so I should talk to Sakura.
そうだな。夜も遅いし、家まで送って行ってやらないと。
You guys are more than welcome to make fun of the decisions I make and my reasonings for them, by the way, in the comments. I don't record enough visual novels or games in general where you have to make choices that kind of alter the direction you're going in here. So, by all means, if you guys want to make fun of me or, you know, let me know how wrong I am for a choice, in good jest, by all means. Sakura just finished cleaning up, so she's in the living room getting ready to go home.
あれ、先輩、お風呂に入ってたんじゃないんですか？
いや、風呂は後回し。さくらを送ってから入る。
送るって私をですか？
なあ、最近物騒だから家まで送る。さくらんち結構遠いだろ？わざわざ来てもらってるんだから、それぐらいはさせてくれ。
Come on now. Sakura purses her lips awkwardly. Did I say something wrong?
ごめんなさい。気持ちは嬉しいんですけど、先輩は休んでいてください。家までだったら慣れてますし、一人でも大丈夫ですから。
いや、それはそうだろうけど、最近物騒だろ？しばらくは家まで送っていくよ。
でも、その、兄さんに見つかると。
Oh, is that the issue here? I was about to say, like, come on, like, you're always helping him out. Like, let us repay the favor in some sort of way. Let us be helpful to you, even if it's not really like an equal payback or whatever. You know, at least we're trying to do something nice. But now I understand. There's something to this. That fucking guy, I forgot. Sakura's older brother, Shinji, doesn't really like Sakura coming over to my place. He can't say much because Sakura says that she goes to Fujine's house, but me taking her home might cause problems. We can walk her partially of the way, right? Like, we can get her, you know, at least a little close to home. I don't care if Shinji accuses me of something I didn't actually do, but I don't want him taking it out on Sakura.
けど、途中までならいいだろう。交差点あたりまでならシンジと会うこともないし。
That's what I'm saying. Come on. Sakura is uncomfortably silent. Knowing Sakura, she probably couldn't even lie about the fact that I walked her home.
それじゃあ
私が送っていこっか。
An English teacher wearing tiger stripes suddenly pokes her head through the door.
ダメだよ。そんなの本末転倒じゃないか。女の子が夜で歩くから危ないっていうのに。
I mean, all three of us could go together. Wait a minute. Calling Fujine a girl may be a bit of a misnomer. There is a reason Fujine is the teacher in charge of the Kyoto Club. She was trained by old man Fujimura in Kendo, and her 5th rank designation makes her deadly, literally and figuratively.
藤根なら大丈夫か。痴漢が出ても撃退できるだろうし。
できるよ。だからさくらちゃんを送っていくのも問題なし。それでいい？さくらちゃん。
はい、藤村先生がよろしいのでしたら。
Huh. All of a sudden, I hate the choice I
それじゃあ
made.
行こっか。私も今日はそろそろ帰ろうかなって思ってたんだ。
Like, I guess by us offering, you know, now she's gonna go with Sakura, and Sakura won't be going alone, so I guess something kind of worked out from it, but I would have preferred if we went, you know? Fujine takes Sakura's hand and starts to leave.
ちょっと待った、さくら。
何ですか、先輩。
晩飯うまかったよ。いつもありがとな。
Come on, what a fucking gentleman there.
はい。ご迷
Wow.
惑でなかったら次も頑張りますね、先輩。
Sakura beams and leaves the living room. I can tell my cheeks are burning red. Honestly, Sakura takes me by surprise a lot lately. It's perplexing. Time sure flies. Not so long ago, she was just my friend's little sister. Now I find sometimes I can't quite look away from her. I'm so pathetic. I've always thought of Sakura, as being like family, but I can't seem to readily accept this change. On to the second day? Or are we still in the first? No, we are still in the first day. And that is how my day ends. Just before midnight, Shirou Emiya must perform the daily routine of utilizing magecraft. I cross my legs, take my position, and regulate my breathing. I try to empty my mind. I ignore everything around me and turn my focus inward.
トレス。
I mutter the familiar incantation, as if putting myself in a spell. No, this is a kind of hypnosis. With no magic crest and no magical knowledge, the incantation I mutter is really just a way to focus myself and change my body. Typically, humans do not have any lines which allow magical energy to pass through their body. To temporarily change my body to create a pseudo version of the lines, I need enough concentration to unify my entire physical and nervous systems. Magecraft is a battle with yourself. For example, I insert a burning steel rod into my backbone. The steel rod itself is the one and only magic circuit I can prepare for myself. By passing this deep within my body and connecting it to my other nerves, I can finally be a mage. This is not a metaphor. And if you look closely, a series of metal rods which cannot normally be seen or touched pierce my backbone.
僕は魔法使いなんだ。
Okay. I don't know why that was voiced, but alright. Kiritsugu Emiya was a mage. He was a true mage who disciplined himself in a wide variety of mystics, plumbed the deeper secrets of the world and its workings, and even performed miracles. I guess I was supposed to have quotes around it? I mean, that was a line he said. I remember now, but... And as a young child, I admired Kiritsugu and begged him to teach me magecraft. But you can't just become a mage. You have to be born with talent and inherit a tremendous amount of knowledge. I obviously never had that inborn talent, and Kiritsugu never imparted my knowledge or any knowledge about magecraft to me. I was told it wasn't necessary for me, something like that. I still don't understand what he meant by that, but it didn't matter to me as a child. I always thought learning magecraft would bring me that much closer to being like Kiritsugu. I was blessed neither with talent, well, that is an abundance of magic circuits within me, nor was generations of magecraft knowledge handed down to me. The magecraft Kiritsugu possessed, the magic crest passed down from the Emiya family, can only be passed on to a blood relative. A magic crest, which is proof one is a mage, rejects any not blood related. As an adopted son, I could not receive the Emiya family's crest. Then again, since I honestly don't have any idea what the hell a magic crest even is, it doesn't matter much whether I have one or not. It's just a matter of gaining the ability. If I want to be a mage, I just have to learn magecraft, or that suits the traits that I do have. Magecraft is, taken to its extreme, a skill supposedly meant to release magical energy. You could say that magical energy is a life force. Magical energy is separated into two sources: mana, which comes from the world's atmosphere, and is that pronounced ode? Because there's not another D, because that would be odd, which is created within living creatures. Obviously, mana, which comes from the world itself, is superior to odd, or ode. God damn it. The sheer power of the world's mana is simply not even comparable to the ode one human can create. No matter the form it takes, magecraft utilizing mana will always surpass anything created from an individual's ode. I want to say it's odd though, I don't know, just every time I look at it, you guys can correct me. So a powerful mage is one who excels at drawing magical energy from the world. It's a lot like a filtration system. A mage will use their own body's circuits to draw in mana from outside and convert it into something usable. Mages call the circuits they use to accomplish this magic circuits. This is the inborn talent part. The number of magic circuits one has is determined at the moment of birth. Typically, humans have hardly any magic circuits. They're normally quite rare. That's why mages will spend generations trying to ensure their descendants have a body more suitable for magic. Some families even go as far as to practice selective breeding in order to increase the number of magic circuits in their children. And since I was raised in a normal family, I never had a chance of having much in the way of magic circuits. That left me only one option. According to Kiritsugu, everyone is well suited to one specific form of magecraft. He also said something about drawing out magical energy based on the person's origin, but I never quite understood that part. What I do understand is that even someone like me can use at least one form of magecraft, and if I can do that, then maybe I can be like Kiritsugu. And that's why I've only learned this one magecraft. That was 8 years ago. After a lot of thought, Kiritsugu took me on as his disciple, though he never seemed happy about it.
いいかいシロー、魔術を習うということは常識からかけ離れるということだ。死ぬ時は死に、殺す時は殺す。僕たちの本質は生ではなく死だからね。魔術とは自らを滅ぼす道に他ならない。
I guess I knew no fear as a child. Kiritsugu smiled bitterly, placing a hand atop my head as I nodded enthusiastically.
君に教えるのはそういった争いを呼ぶ類のものだ。だから人前で使ってはいけないし、難しいものだから鍛錬を怠ってもいけない。でもまあそれは破ったって構わない。一番大事なことはね、魔術は自分のためじゃなくて他人のためだけに使うということだよ。そう。
I guess Kiritsugu didn't want me to be a mage, but I didn't care about that. I admired Kiritsugu, not mages. As long as I can be the sort of person who lives to help others, like Kiritsugu on that day of fire and nightmare. I got distracted. I feel the uncomfortable sensation of the iron rod in my backbone moving where it shouldn't. Uh-oh. Losing control of my breathing now would be fatal. The pseudo-magic circuits would overwhelm my body and shred it to pieces. And that would be the end of me. Shirou Emiya would simply be a novice who died because he failed at an elementary step. I hate to say it, guys, but breathing is an insanely hard thing to do sometimes. Anyways, you all are now very aware of your breathing. I grit my teeth and try to recover my connection. After pain like walking through a storm of needles, the iron rod finally sinks deep within my body and fuses with me. I've been working on this for a little over an hour, and after all that time, I'm finally able to create one pseudo circuit, a circuit capable of creating magical energy using my own self.
基本可視解明
All that's left is to allow the magical energy to flow naturally. Shirou Emiya is no mage. He is just a user of magecraft who can only create magical energy with his body and channel it into objects. And that's why I can only do one thing with this magecraft, which is
構成材質解明
enhancing objects. It's just strengthening magecraft, where I apprehend an object's structure and channel magical energy to temporarily reinforce its abilities.
基本可視変更
I hold a broken iron pipe. I pass magical energy through it to execute the most basic magecraft, to enhance its durability. Passing magical energy into something other than yourself is like mixing poison. My blood is a far cry from the blood of an iron pipe. Forcing an entirely different sort of blood through an object may well destroy it rather than enhance it. To prevent that from happening, I need to properly understand an object's structure and pass magical energy into it between the small vacant spaces, Missed an S there.
構成材質補強
This may be easy for a skilled mage, but since I have a hard time generating magical energy in the first place, even a task like this is as difficult as shooting an arrow and hitting a target several hundred meters from you. A typical archery target is 28 meters away, so it goes without saying how hard it would be to hit a target at 10 times that distance. I've done a little bit of archery, so I'll just say, yep. My body temperature suddenly plummets. The fiery pillar passing through my backbone disappears, and my lungs seize any desperate need of oxygen. What's going on here? No more magic? My back arches in an effort to keep me from passing out.
くそまた失敗か
The iron pipe is unchanged. The magical energy I pass into it appears to have dispersed.
元から形があるものに手を加えるのはきつい
What I'm attempting to do is like adding an extra brushwork to a completed work of art. Adding something extra to a completed object raises the risk of compromising the object's integrity. The paintbrush, hoping to improve, may actually devalue the work instead. Which is why, despite its simplicity, strengthening magecraft is so difficult, and not many mages willingly use it. And it's not that I chose this, but it's really all I can do. It would be much easier if I can make something from shapeless clay, but a substitute that just recreates its form is all show and no substance, which explains all the junk around. Whenever I fail at strengthening magecraft, I try to make substitute objects to practice and calm down on, but they all end up empty, I can visualize the structure of an object easily, and I can recreate something very similar, but it's hollow and obviously doesn't function at all. I wipe the sweat off my brow. I realize I'm absolutely dripping with sweat. If this is as bad as it got, I should consider myself lucky. But what happened earlier was really bad. Had I taken even a second longer to recover, my internal organs would probably be mush about now. What a dangerous fucking thing we're doing.
まだ見込みがあるんだけどな
But nothing comes that easy. At the same time, fear of death will stand in the way of improving my magecraft. Learning magecraft means courting death at every turn. Even rudimentary everyday magecraft can spin wildly out of control from a single mistake, ending the caster's life.
魔術師にとって一番初めの覚悟とは
I was gonna mention
死を
that
容認することだ
maybe this is kind of proof that Rin really is different, you know? That she's a lot better at this than we really do think, because we've never heard of this necessarily. I mean, I'm sure that we can all make the assumption that this is dangerous stuff, but still, compared to Shirou here, goddamn. Kiritsugu always looks sad whenever he brought that up. Maybe it was his way of saying that he didn't want me getting into any of this.
誰かを助けるということは 誰かを助けないということ。正義の味方っていうのはとんでもないエゴイストなんだか。
Kiritsugu always said that whenever I mentioned wanting to be like him. I still don't know what he meant by that. All I'm certain of is that I want to save people, to be a hero of justice like Kiritsugu Emiya. Which is
そ
noble.
の割にこんな処方がうまくいかないんだもんな。なんでいざって時に雑念が入るんだ。バカ。
It's not enough for me to just grasp at the object's structure visually. A skilled mage would be able to focus only on the crucial areas and efficiently channel magical energy. My dream is to become a hero of justice. I remember what Fujine mentioned at dinner. I never really thought of that goal as embarrassing or impossible. That Shirou Emiya will succeed Kiritsugu Emiya has already been decided. That's why I've been doing everything I can despite how sorely I lack in experience. I don't know exactly what it means to be a hero of justice, but because I don't know, I've trained myself to be the best of my abilities in hopes that I will be useful to somebody. I haven't taken my eye off that goal these past 5 years, but whenever things go wrong like this, I start to have doubts.
もう点でわからないよ、親父。一体さ、何をすれば正義の味方になれるんだ。
Beats me, man. I look up at the sky through a window. It's not just about being good for someone out of the blue. Saving someone and being a hero of justice are two different things. I know that. But what do I have to do to differentiate them? I've yet to understand that crucial concept for the past 5 years. You know, I will say, oh hey, yeah, let's save the game. Why not? Let us save the game right here. Thank you, game, for allowing me to save. That was really cool. And we are now into the month of February. Day 2. Again. Because we've already done this once. I awake to darkness. I guess I'm not much for dreaming. Unless something big happens, I always have the same dream anyway. Oh, that's right, I was going to say something, and I got distracted by the fucking save pop-up. And hey, look, a sword. A D-sword? So, no, I think it's very commendable that he's wanting to achieve this in some sort of way. But it's a far-off dream. All he can do is really help people. He's trying to figure out what he can really do here to actually achieve that. He wants to be like the guy who basically saved him. Somebody that maybe he saw at that level, a hero of justice. I always envision a sword. I have no idea why, but that's the only thing that pops into my head. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Perhaps this is what defines me as, well, me, as Shirou Emiya. I don't have any dreams of my own. The only things on my mind while I sleep are what others taught me long ago. For example, on how to be a mage. Even if I'm not a full-fledged mage, it's only natural for a mage to be aware of the world they're in. Put simply, a mage is an irregular, an outcast from society. But even outcasts need to band together to survive. Even so, 7 of them are about to go kill each other. My old man told me there is a society of mages called a Mages Association. He also told me I shouldn't ever get involved with them. The Mages Association is said to conceal the existence of magecraft and manage mages. The Mages Association watches over mages and makes sure that their magecraft doesn't affect society. But the strange thing is that they don't really prohibit mages from abusing magecraft either. According to Kiritsugu, the Mages Association is only interested in concealing mystics. Even if, say, a mage carried out an experiment that sacrificed, let's say, a lot of citizens, well, the association wouldn't punish them. Their priorities are expressly in preventing the public from becoming aware of magecraft, which does not mean magecraft is completely banned. Honestly, anything goes as long as the truth doesn't come out. At least that seems to be how that insane bunch conducts themselves. Whatever it is, the Mages Association's surveillance is absolute. Typical magecraft research sacrifices the lives of ordinary humans, which in turn risks revealing the existence of magecraft to the world. As such, the Mages Association doesn't permit research that would harm society. Ultimately, mages conduct their research in their privacy of their homes, while the world is none the wiser. So mages sometimes go into hiding to escape the association's scrutiny and oversight. So there may be some mages living in this town, and there are, and I just don't know it. I also hear Fuyuki is a spiritual hotspot of sorts. That probably means there's some prestigious mage with a storied history living here. They're called second owners, elite mages the association entrusts to watch over territory. Other mages who live in the same area must visit these second owners first to get permission to build their workshops. My old man was an outlaw who cut ties with the association and moved here without the consent of Fuyuki's second owner. So in a way, our family is a bunch of trespassers living in a house without permission from the landlord. Which means the second owner doesn't know that Kiritsugu Emiya was a mage. So I tend to feel like our family's status as mages is kind of unclear. But then my old man, the bona fide mage, died. And even though I'm his disciple and son, I don't know a thing about the Mages Association, and have no real knowledge about being a mage. I have a feeling the association would want to dispose of someone like me, but they haven't made any sort of move. Apparently, the Mages Association doesn't have many eyes in Japan, so that's probably why I haven't been found yet. But that doesn't mean I can let my guard down. The eyes of the Mages Association are said to be everywhere, and if someone commits a crime using magecraft, the church's heretic hunters will make their move. Using magecraft, however, half-assed you may be about it, makes you enemies. So with all that in mind, I honestly just want to study being a mage on my own. Again, good luck to you. Because things are about to get fucking wild here tomorrow. I wake up as the sunlight starts to pour in through the window. Looks like the sun's just now coming up. It's still dark out. I hate waking up in the early morning. It really is gonna suck whenever the cold season does roll around, because it is about to roll around. I hate waking up when it's cold. I get up trying not to let the morning cold discourage me and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. I've always been an early riser, no matter how late I go to bed. I might mess up once in a while, like yesterday, but that's rare. Yes, breakfast. I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, so it would look kind of bad if I didn't return the favor this morning. I should hurry up and finish making breakfast before Sakura comes. I think it's a good gesture, you know? Switch the roles around a little bit. I cook rice and make miso soup. Yesterday the soup had daikon, radish, and carrots, so I'm making onion and potato miso soup today. I make the egg omelet and use the leftover, I have no idea what the fuck that is, to simmer it with bonito flakes. I make incisions into the sauri fish, which will be the main dish, and sprinkle it with a little salt. All I have to do is to broil it, but that can wait until the last minute. It's almost 6. I finish earlier than expected, so I have some time on my hands. So what should I do with this extra time? Morning exercise is my daily routine, so I might as well do some light workouts. I thought the game was going to give us another choice of what to do, but I like this. This is good. The hushed atmosphere of an empty dojo encourages one to focus. And in the morning, just as the sun rises, its serenity makes the mood even more sacred, enthralling whoever visits the shrine. There's only one thing I do here. Ever since my old man died, the dojo has turned into just a gym to train my body. Training to be a mage means I can't neglect training my body. One of the conditions of being a mage is maintaining yourself at your physical peak. When Kiritsugu was still alive, he and I sparred often. Well, more that he just kicked my ass every time, so I never really learned how to win myself. But at least I learned the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, I learned the difference between killing and beating an opponent, and how to conduct myself in each situation. Knowledge and experience are different. Without the knowledge to know the difference, it's hard to tell if you've gotten yourself into a fight or a massacre. It's as simple as that. Learning magecraft means that there is a risk of perishing on your own, as well as the risk of having a fight. And to mages, that means killing each other. That's why Kiritsugu wanted to teach me that I must always be ready to face death. But the person reminding me of that lesson is long gone. So the only thing I can do alone is some simple exercises.
じゃあま、本格的にやっておくか。
Yep. No reason to just stand around doing a whole lot of nothing but thinking. After I stretch to warm up, I focus on my inner strength and begin my exercises. I'm a cardio type person, though I am skipping today to just, record and chill out. And I also skipped yesterday. I don't do like crazy cardio or anything, but guys, just remember, it really does pay off to like just move. Go out there on your own and just do something. As I train my body, I assess how my magic circuits affect my blood flow, my skeletal frames creaking, the fatigue I feel, and how much that all distracts my thoughts.
120、150、170。
What are we counting here? Our heart rate? Oh, push-ups. Even simple push-ups can train my magic circuits as long as I focus on my mental state, rather than putting physical weights on my body. With no proper mentor teaching me magecraft, morning training is no different than what most sports clubs do, and they have become very important for me. I got nothing to say to that. It's just, I am one for, just focusing on yourself, exercise.
朝食の支度なら済んでる。あとは食器の支度と魚に火を通すだけ。
あ、それならお手伝いします。食器の支度は任せてください。
Sakura is clearly eager in her reply, and coming in behind the ever-dependable Sakura...
あ、この匂いはシロウの卵焼きね。そっか、今朝はシロウの朝ごはんなんだ。
Yeah, we woke up early after dreaming about a sword. Fujine casually heads to the table.
まあ、あれは放っておいて。
I need to grill the prepared fish.
さくら、皿は真ん中のやつ使ってくれ。その方がうまく見えるから。
この表面がブツブツのですか？
そう、それ。焼き物は皿にも気を配らないと手抜かりになるからな。で、大根はもう吸ってあるから。
Sakura reaches far to take out the plates. As she reaches out, I think I see a faint bruise on the back of her hand.
さくら、ちょっと待った。
はい、何ですか先輩？
その手首のあざ、なんだ？
Yeah, what's that all about? She averts her eyes, looking uneasy. Her reaction makes how she got the bruise clear.
またシンジか。あいつ。
What the fuck?
妹に手をあげるなんて何考えてやがる。
What is with that guy, honestly?
違います先輩。その。
Oh, come on, you can't fucking say that. We've all heard the, oh, I fell story. Like, we're not stupid. Nobody is stupid. You can't use that. At least, be a little creative and say that you fell into the fucking door or some shit. I don't know. Or you smacked it on a wall.
バカ、転んだぐらいでそんなあざがつくか。信じたやつ。どうやらまだ殴られ足りないみたいだな。
I'm on board with that one, King.
ダメです先輩。これ本当に兄さんは関係ないんです。私が一人で怪我をしただけなんですから、先輩に怒ってもらう資格なんてありません。
Sakura falls silent. Sakura may seem docile, but she's surprisingly stubborn. It's no use saying anything to her now.
わかった。さくらがそう言うんならそういうことにしておく。
はい。ごめんなさい、先輩。
だからどうしてそこでさくらが謝るんだ。悪いのはシンジだろ
う。Okay, you being silent about it kind of just shows that, yeah, you were definitely lying to us. The moment I say Shinji's name, Sakura awkwardly looks away. I mean, come on. It can only mean that he is the cause of the bruise on her hand. Shinji Mato has a bad habit of treating his younger sister like crap. I noticed it about a year ago. Every now and then I would see Sakura injured, and she always made excuses when I asked what happened. When I asked Shinji about it, he revealed to my shock, goddamn, that he'd been the one who hit Sakura. So he actually just reveals it. He's not hiding anything. So why is Sakura doing it? Why is she lying? I asked why, and he told me it was because she had done something that he hadn't liked. What the fuck? I got pretty pissed off, understandably so I did to Shinji what he had done to Sakura. We haven't been on great terms since then. I wonder why.
先輩、兄さんとはその仲直りしてくれましたか？
I mean, he was just talking mad shit about us yesterday, so I don't really think so.
もうしたよ。別に初めから喧嘩なんてしてないから仲直りも何もないけどな。
先輩にとってはそうでしょうけど、兄さんにとっては喧嘩をしたことになるんです。だから気をつけてください。
This Shinji guy's been in a pain in the ass ever since the very first episode of this playthrough. What Sakura says strikes me as odd.
気をつけろって信じを？
はい、兄さん、先輩を目の敵にしてるって聞きました。先輩が退部するようになったのも兄さんのせいだって。
I mean, whatever toots his horn, I guess.
それは違う。
He can think whatever he wants, honestly.
信じとは関係ない。いや、そりゃ多少はあったかもしれないけど、そんなのはさくらが気に病むことじゃないぞ。
I point at my left shoulder. There's a little scar there. It happened about a year and a half ago. Something fell on me during one of my jobs, injuring my left shoulder. I ended up with just a broken bone, but I also came away with a burn on my shoulder. After the accident, I quit the Kyoto Club. Our school's Kyoto Club, out of respect for formalities, goddamn, I am just struggling today, allows students to perform sacred shooting rituals. Male students participating in this expose their left shoulder. Shinji pointed out that it may be disrespectful for someone performing a sacred shot to expose a scar, and since I was getting busy with my various jobs, I decided to quit the club.
先輩、しつこいようですけど、本当にもう弓は引かないんですか？藤村先生も怪我なんて支障はないって言ってるのに。
I mean, the interest just might not be there anymore.
何を平和な。藤姉は全身骨折しようが支障ないっていうやつだぞ。先
輩、私、真面目な話をしているんです。
I know I should give her a serious answer, but unfortunately I can't give Sakura the answer she's looking for.
当分は部活をしている余裕はないよ。弓は好きだけど、優先するべきことじゃないし、しばらくは間を取ろうと思う。
しばらくって、どのくらいですか？
気が向いた頃かな。ま、さくらが卒業するぐらいまでにはなんとか。その時はよろしくな、さくら。
I pat Sakura's shoulder.
はい、私、その時をお待ちしています。
She nods so violently it looks like she might drop the plates. I don't know, guys. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a bit of a piss off, you know? That's just not right. So we're already making enemies. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. All right. I guess we'll wrap it up there. I'll create a new save. And we'll just, I guess I'll just have a save for every day. I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it really matters, but it makes me feel a little bit better. So we'll roll with that. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Are you guys excited for day 2 again? Because after this, oh man, day 3. Day 3 is what I'm looking forward to the most. So, not that I'm, not having a good time or anything. I'm having a fantastic time. This is a very nostalgic feeling journey so far. In a really weird way, it's kind of reminding me of my playthrough of Wonderful Everyday. I don't know why, because there is like no similarity whatsoever to that one, but I don't know. Just the feeling of not knowing what is going to happen, and I guess you get that in any story, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.